We were told that a bad day here is better than a good day anywhere else, and that the sky is bigger, the land more vast. The people are friendly. It's the type of place where everybody knows everybody, and where farming is the glue of the community. A town called Hingham. But how could such a little town be filled with so many stories, or bring forth so many questions? Like, why did a daughter drop everything to return home after a call from her dad? How does a bowling alley mechanic reinvent himself as a farmer? How does a 10 by 20 homestead become 6,000 acres? And how did the work of 4 daughters keep one man's dream alive? This is why we came to Montana, and where the story of Patrick Farms gets told for the first time.
Look at all this distraction. Maybe I can sneak in some peas. We did it. We took advantage of your smile. You know, my grandparents were raised here. My parents were raised here. We were raised here. They've got, you know, the 4 families that homesteaded up here. And then in bold was who stayed to farm. I kind of had to dig it all up. I mean, it was around. But I told you I'm like the self-proclaimed family historian. So it bothered me that it was not organized.
Both sides of the Patrick family moved across the country in the early 1900s and settled in a little sliver of the Montana prairie. They built homesteads under the Homestead Act, where they could claim 160 acres of land for free, as long as they farmed it.
I'm taking you to the Patrick Homestead Shack, the shack that my great-grandpa Charlie Patrick built, and they lived in that shack for I think 6 years.
They shared the 200 square foot shack with 7 kids before they moved on, having 16 children in total.
It's hard to imagine what it would have been like. You know, I'm standing in here and I'm like, how could you fit 7 kids and 2 adults and cook and clean? And it's hard to imagine. Great-grandpa probably pounding in every nail. Their hands were on these walls, and kind of takes you back a little bit.
We had dairy cows, pigs, chickens. During Brandon's season, I just had the 4 girls. So the first calf we had, Kim was doing a vaccine shot and the calf went like this. She ran the needle right through her finger. And they all did something. I had Kyle driving combine, Kim or Robin was driving truck. I had haying to do. I bailed till probably 1:30 that night and I come up, here's lights out in the field. I got, oh no. She's cutting. She got the trucks full, went out, dumped them, and was still cutting. I says, Kyle, you don't need to do this. She says, Dad, you need the help. I says, I know, but we got it done. So there's just moments where you never forget. But it was time. You know, I just couldn't do it all anymore.
So Craig made a call to his daughter Kim and posed a question. Could her and her husband Julian leave their life in Missoula behind and return home to take over the farm, preserving their family legacy?
We took a couple weeks, and me and Julian sitting down, we wrote down a list of pros and cons, everything we could think of, and weighed it out over and over and over. And the pro side of the list obviously outweighed the con. Believe we just called up my dad and said, yes, we're coming farming. We're coming farming. Yep.
Kim and Julian returned home to take over Craig's 6,400-acre operation. All of that acreage is used to grow spring and winter wheat, but only half of it is utilized in a given year.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
Although Patrick Farms only grows wheat, they look at it as two different crops, winter wheat and spring wheat. Winter wheat is planted in the fall and harvested in late July. It has a lower protein content and will mainly be used for all-purpose flour and breads, while spring wheat is planted in the spring and harvested in August. Spring wheat has a higher protein and gluten content, going towards products such as bagels and pizza crusts. Our time spent at Patrick Farms was during their winter wheat harvest, where they had 2 weeks to harvest 1,400 acres of a variety of wheat called Bobcat, developed right here in Montana.
So what we do is called a 50-50. We crop half and the other half goes into like fallow or idle. And essentially you're just conserving the moisture, because up here we don't have much moisture.
With an average rainfall of 6 to 12 inches a year and no irrigation, the Patricks are at the mercy of Mother Nature until harvest time. The family invited us along to see what goes on during their yearly harvest season. It all starts with Craig in the combine.
Last year I asked Casey, you want to drive combine? He says, Papa Craig, you don't even drive, you just push a button. I said, yeah, that's right.
He helps from May through end of August, sometimes into September, more as an employee to help us where needed.
It's just a lot of stuff to do, and I just help out when I can. We're cutting at about 2.8 miles an hour, and it's running close to 60 bushel to the acre. And a bushel is like 60 pounds of wheat. And this tank will hold almost 300, not quite 300 bushels.
Or over 17,000 pounds. In an average day, Craig will get through 150 acres and pull out over 540,000 pounds of wheat, enough to make 378,000 loaves of bread. Once the combine is full, the next stage begins.
He dumps into me in the grain cart. It's called on the go or on the run, so he doesn't have to stop. The goal is to not stop the combine. If we stopped the combine every single dump, we'd be farming for another 4 or 5 days. Line up getting centered to catch up. So I'm gonna start slowing down and try and match his speed. So then he starts unloading. He's been going around 3 miles an hour. Definitely growing up with my dad raising us girls to be farmers. It seemed like I was the only truck driver going to the elevator. I was the only girl stopping to get chemicals or parts and stuff at the store. And I walk in and I sometimes get a shock on people's face, like, where's your dad? Or, where's, Julian? I need to talk to Julian. And I'm like, I'm running this farm too.
Under Kim and Julian's leadership, the farm has had some of its best yields to date.
I don't want to downplay my dad with what he decided to do with his fields, but there wasn't much soil testing done for us to go and actually get that soil sample and know exactly what we needed, we're not wasting or overspending on fertilizer. It's kind of a game changer, I think, for us. So we use GPS. These are higher producing areas, the dark green and light green there, whereas these red areas might be a different type of soil where it's not going to be producing as much.
She knows what she's doing. It drives me nuts because she shouldn't know this stuff. I'm supposed to tell her this stuff, and she's telling me. So that's kind of the hardest part. She's done a lot of research and understands she wants to do it her way, and it's hard for me to understand that.
I don't think he likes being told what to do by me. I'll just be blunt. So that's just, I think, the father-daughter relationship versus the owner-employee relationship. Yeah, that's your job.
I used to give the orders. Now she's got it all planned out like 4 weeks in advance. She knows what way she wants things done, and I'll say, oh, let's do it this way. No, Julian wants it done this way. So, you know, I finally had to not do anything, just go with the flow.
The transition is hard. His whole life, he's been his own boss. And, you know, when we took over, it was hard for him to take that role of boss and let us be the boss and let us make decisions. He does need to, he's learned to bite his tongue and let us maybe learn for ourselves.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
The final stage of harvest begins with Julian, while Kim takes the grain cart and unloads it. Julian drives their other truck to one of two places. Priority number 1 is to their grain storage bins.
So on the farm we have storage bins, so we try not to take it all to the elevator. Usually during harvest, the price is not the greatest, so this gives us the ability to market our wheat different ways throughout the year.
But their 80,000 bushels worth of storage fills up quick, meaning the second option of bringing it straight to the elevator comes into play.
Well, we've been here, 20 minutes now, give or take? And it looks like we're gonna be here for another at least 40 minutes to an hour. But yeah, it's just so many people are cutting right now and bringing their stuff to the elevator, so it's just a waiting game, which kind of sucks. Hopefully, you know, the combine keeps going, which it should. But it's just kind of the name of the game. You just gotta be patient and wait for trucks to get cleared and wait your turn.
Elevators like this one make selling wheat up here possible. They buy, store, and send the grain out via train, meaning nearly every bushel of wheat sold up here leaves on these train tracks.
The railroad is really important up here. It moves grain and it moves our commodities, and it, you know, we grow wheat and it goes to the elevator and it goes on the train, and the train takes it to Portland. And without that train, I think that it would look very different up here.
The process of selling and moving grain is a complex one, but Julian and Kim described it to us as this. Option 1 is to sell the wheat at its cash price as it's brought to the elevator. Option number 2 is to make a futures contract, which is made months before harvest time and sets a future delivery time and price. And option 3 is to make a basis contract, which is more complex and involves the local elevator cash price and the futures market. Patrick Farms utilizes all 3 of these techniques to market their wheat, which makes up 100% of the farm's yearly revenue.
It's a gamble. Everything's a gamble. You don't know what will happen to the price. It could be January of, you know, this year, 2024, and you're hoping the price is going to go up and you're waiting to sell, and then harvest comes around and it's dropped, I think, $2. and you wish you would have made contracts in January, but you don't know what's going to happen. I remind Julian of that every day. We can't do anything about the price of wheat going up or down, completely out of our hands. There's days where it drops 15, 20 cents, 30 cents, and Julian is mad.
I didn't know anything about farming until I met Kim. You know, I never knew how to drive truck, never drove a tractor, never seen a tractor until I came up here.
Julian's a bowler.
Oh,
He was in men's league, I was in women's league.
bowled a 300, so I decided to buy a round for the table. That's how we kind of first initially met.
He's very mechanical. He goes through everything, he makes sure everything's greased up. If there's an oil leak, he fixes it.
He's put in so much work to get here. So, say I'm proud of him is an understatement. He didn't ask to be a farmer when he met me. And that's the hardest part, is that I completely uprooted his world and his life and flipped him around, and now he's living in podunk nowhere. Give me a second. Oh.
You know, sorry for getting emotional. And we came up here to take a chance, and we're doing it. And now we got a wonderful daughter. And I just couldn't ask anything more of her. You know, none of this could be possible without her. And I'm so, so lucky.
What's it like raising a daughter?
Oh God. Knew that question was coming. Oh, that's another reason why we moved up here.
Definitely been the biggest gift blessing that we've ever had.
Yeah, and she's our little IVF baby. The only little embryo that made it. So she's really special. And that is the main reason why we are farming, is because we want to raise her up here in this lifestyle, this community.
But the Patricks showed us quickly that this lifestyle involves plenty of hard work and long days. Spending an average of 14 hours in their fields every day we were there, with hopes of hitting their 2-week harvest goal.
So we got 100 acres-ish left on our field. We're gonna be moving to this field right behind the house. And you know the drill. We're just kind of all go in a line and go slow, and we got walkie-talkies.
And you stay out of my way, or else you're gonna get fired.
Fire me, I dare you.
Did you hear what she did?
I heard you. She pulled out in front of you.
Yes.
You act like I cut you off.
You
I
did.
did not. I hit them right away.
And you're like just bouncing around going 30 miles an hour. So. We'll see how things go. And
So if I
hopefully we're here tomorrow.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
Gonna stay cool enough? Your face is red.
Radio check, Casey.
I'm here.
Loud and clear.
As the crew nears the end of harvest, they execute one last convoy to their home field.
Good behind you.
I think everything looks good.
Come on.
Oh. All right, I got a truck coming in front of me. I'm not sure which way he's gonna go, but I'm gonna stop and wait for him.
I'm gonna wave at Jimmy. Casey, move! Oh shoot, there's a semi.
He's not turning, he's going straight.
Yes!
As they arrive at their last field, Craig lets Julian and Kim do the honors of cutting the last wheat of the winter harvest.
Dad's gushing over us. He's pretty dang proud. 2024 winter wheat harvest is in the books.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We still got like
Oh,
30
goodness.
feet. Anything can happen.
I hope not. Don't say that. That's a wrap.
Woohoo! That is awesome.
Yep. Feels really good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
In this year's winter wheat harvest, Patrick Farms worked through 1,400 acres of wheat fields in 10 days, pulling out roughly 75,000 bushels, or over 4.5 million pounds of wheat.
Specifically this time of year or during harvest, this is where all the fun is. It's when the farmers make their money. I have a lot of memories driving combine. It's a piece of me. This is who I am.
Kyle really wanted to farm. I wish I had a bigger place so they could both farm together. Because Kim and Kyle are just like this. One gets sick, the other knows it. It's just, I don't know, something about being twins or what it is, but no, they're quite the crew together.
But from the sounds of it, it was all 4 of his daughters that made quite the crew.
A lot of good memories with the girls. Boys, they'll try anything. They'll go through stuff and wreck stuff, but the girls say, no, I'm not gonna do that, which saved me a lot of money.
From my dusty lips hangs a half smoked cigarette that I picked up off the cold ground. Been trying to break these patterns, but it looks like they'll stick around.
We branded 130 head of calves, and I didn't have anybody to drink beer with. But you know, you can't ever have a moment like that where you got your old kids there helping you out and stuff. It's pretty a lot of memories.
I know it is.
You guys got it figured out.
With their spring harvest being only a week away, it was time for us to leave this little slice of the Montana prairie. The lessons we learned here will not be forgotten. Like farming isn't just about working the land, it's about learning how to lean on each other. Or that true commitment means stepping into the unknown, even when the path isn't clear. And lastly, you don't always need a son to take over the family farm, because a daughter will do just fine.